to another edition of Fort Fuel News. My name is Anthony Martin, and in campus news, the Metro State Roadrunners, fourth in the nation, defeated the men's basketball team of the Fort Lewis Skyhawks 78-65 on Saturday in the Wayland Gymnasium on the 19th. That moved Fort Lewis to 11-4 on the year, while improving Metro State to 14-1. In women's basketball, the Lady Skyhawks defeated the Lady Roadrunners 78-57. In that game, you saw Ashley Kutcher score her 1,000th point. Also in campus news, the SkyFest Open Auditions will be held January 27th at 6 p.m. in the Via Cedar Room Student Union Building. This will be the 10th annual SkyFest. Today on the program, we are welcoming Peg Oxenrider, the Vice President of Snowdown. Welcome to the program.
Thanks, Anthony. It's great to be here.
And I've always been curious, as being the Vice President of the Snowdown board members, when did the Snowdown Committee start planning this year's festivals?
We start planning in February of this year. As soon as this year's Snowdown is over, we will start planning for next year.
So it's an entire year.
It is. It's an entire year. The board meets twice a month, all year long.
And I was wondering, as far as Snowdown as a whole, how can students be a part of the planning process?
Well, we welcome anyone who wants to volunteer for Snowdown. In September, we have a kickoff party, which kind of brings out the theme, and we recruit volunteers at that time.
And I was wondering, this is the 36th annual Snowdown, correct?
Yes, it is, 36.
And how long have you been a part of this?
Well, I've been a spectator and a participant in the fun ever since it began in 1979. I've been on the board of directors for about 20 years, and I'm past president, now I'm vice president.
Moving up on the chain.
Moving down in the chain, but that's okay.
What are some events that have been part of the Snowdown from the beginning?
From year one, the Snowdown Joke Down, which is now held at the derailed poorhouse, formerly Farcourts, and the ski softball game up here at Fort Lewis between the ski school and the ski patrol. That has been a rivalry, fun event to watch.
And I've noticed that Snowdown is primarily for people 21 and over, but what are some of the underage activities for other people?
We have lots of events for kids. There's the snow games on Saturday morning. We have several at the rec center, pool slalom. There's basketball, 3-on-3 basketball. The Durango Discovery Museum has several events this year that are for kids, and they also have some for grown-ups. And so there is something for everyone. There's a tweens dance for kids aged 10 through 18 at the fairgrounds, the Jungle Jam dance, so that's a fun one.
I've also heard that some of the events can get more intense than others. Can you tell us about some of the very intense activities?
Well, there are a lot of wild and crazy events in Snowdown. The Josie Pete Golf Tournament gets pretty wild on Saturday, and there's a dodgeball tournament, which also is another underage or adult game. And I don't know, it's just a crazy time. Everybody gets out and has a really good time, and it brings the economy up for Snowdown and brings the whole community together. And I think that's the most wonderful part about it.
And what are the dates for the Snowdown this year?
Snowdown is January 29th through February 2nd.
February 2nd. And I was curious, who actually plans the theme or creates the theme for every year?
Well, we have a theme contest every year, and there is a box that will be located at Magpie's newsstand, which is our official Snowdown store, and you can submit your ideas for themes. So we depend on the public to give us ideas for the themes, and we pick the themes 2 years in advance.
And has there ever been a tie?
Well, there have been a tie several times. We give gift certificates, so sometimes people have to share if more than one person has the same idea, and we choose it. So.
And I was curious, how does this year's rank between the other years that you would say?
For the safari theme?
Yes, for the safari theme.
I think it's going to be fabulous because there are just so many things you can take it to with costumes and animals and even surfing safari, and it can be any kind of safari.
And how does someone become a part of the Snowdown team?
All they have to do is volunteer, please.
And Where exactly will they go talk to you?
Yeah, our website is snowdown.org, and you can get information there. We have the schedule of events is posted there. We have the history of Snowdown, the past themes that we've had. If you're interested in putting in a contest, into the contest for the theme, you can see what we've done in the past. And so go to snowdown.org.
And finally, what do you think Snowdown means to you?
To me, it means getting through January with the most fun community, the most fun people, and everyone pulls together, everyone works hard to just have a really good time. And Snowdown's motto is to promote fun, commerce, and tourism in that order. Fun being first.
Do you have a favorite theme? Final question.
My favorite theme?
Or an event.
Oh, my favorite event. Well, I've performed in the Snowdown Follies a lot. That's always fun. The parade is just incredible. The lights and all the people coming out, marching around in the freezing cold, half of them in these scanty little outfits for the costumes. It's just wonderful.
Well, thank you very much for being on the program with us today.
And thank you for having me. Happy Snowdown.
That wraps up Fort Field News for this week. Make sure to go online to the Indy Online to check all your campus news and updates. Be sure to check the big yellow boxes for our print issue. And I'd like to thank you once again for tuning in. I'm Anthony Martin. Goodbye.